On this episode, we'll be driving that thing. Or not. The Lonestar roundup at West Coast Choppers this morning. Gonna go and meet a bunch of other knuckle draggers and then roll in. That fall weather is starting to hit here. It's only 81. Almost had to get a sweatshirt before I left. Nice. Must be nice having a car that doesn't fall apart every time you drive it.
I was just telling him I think half my shit is broke. I might be just going home.
Middle of nowhere, like dirt little fucking ride.
Get rid of that excess. Man, this thing.
You're a piss poor videographer, Nick.
Thanks.
We're currently lost. Let's follow that guy. Well, we made it. All in one piece.
look like it's sitting down. That is
My family, way back when, Baytown, Texas, had dogs. No, these are just railroad spots.
Oh my, that's gorgeous. Oh my. Definitely a little something for everybody out here.
Nice. I just think.
Oh shit. Film that for a second. Oh yeah. You know you like it. Hello. It's warm outside, 98-ish.
Like that little kid said.
It's a cold front. We've had a multitude of beverages, of course, zero food at this point. So we're checking out early so we don't die of alcohol poisoning and find some tacos. Oh, by the way, we're sober. Had water and Gatorades. We're not driving intoxicated by any stretch of the imagination. Don't call the cops. Now, Nick's supposed to be the cameraman today, but he's the worst fucking videographer I've ever come across.
I don't have my gamble.
So, other than a video of the porta john he took, we got nothing to work with here. So, he's filming me. I'm filming him. We're gonna pull out and do a real big shitty burnout. Or not. Yeah, we're always broke down. It's part of the game. We all love this, right? Hot rods. And possibly the best news of the weekend. Finally got the 46 running. Can't wait to drive it. First time in about 40 years. Beep. Oh yeah, baby. Well, let's take a ride. Problem. Doesn't go in gear. Try moving it. Alright, well, I guess that was short-lived. What the fuck, Mick? Fuck. This is probably why I sat for so long. There we go. Brakes work. Hold on, camera problems. The question is, how far do I want to get towed? don't like that. Now I'm stuck. Not a good sound. Although it runs really good. Alright, back to the shop. Back to the drawing board. Well, let's figure out what's going on. Thing is just wedged into gear. I don't know what the deal is. So I'll put it back in the lift and mess with it. Might be a linkage issue. I was trying to find a book on how to set the linkage up because it wasn't right when I got it. I've never been able to get it into gear correctly, even move it around the yard. So not sure if it's a problem with the steering column or the transmission. I'll have to scour the internet and see what I can find. So after cruising through the Ford Barn website and asking some questions there, what they pointed out is my gear shift knob, or my gear shift levers in neutral, should be level. And you'll notice that one is higher than the other one. So either the rods have got switched at some point when the last person serviced this thing, or something's wrong someplace else. I ordered the little the rebuild bushings for all this top and bottom. Everyone said that was the first thing to do, so I got those coming. But in the meantime, the gear shift knob, let me show you. If I hop in here, now theoretically I should be in neutral right now. Because I can roll the car and all that good stuff. So I don't know if this orientation is correct because I can't pull it up, which should theoretically be neutral. I can pull it up and then move it. I can't do that. Now if I disconnect the levers, then it goes all the way down here, and that's where the neutral is. So is something out of orientation or what? Can't seem to find a book on this thing. I don't have one old enough, so I think I'm going to take the column apart and just see what's going on in there. That's kind of starting to seem like it might be the culprit, but still waiting for parts, so I got time to waste and get my hands dirty anyway. Push and twist. There's wires in here, damn it. And no plug. Well, that's weird. I wonder if I can unplug that. Let's take a look. See, working on these things, it's a bit of an adventure. Don't see where that wire goes. Maybe I should see if it unplugs. So I got the horn ring and I pulled the little wire, and I can see a little plastic blue electric connector. So somebody's been here at some point, changed this wire. So let me unscrew that little screw. All right, there we go. That guy off. So that there is definitely not factory. I don't know who the last person was that was in here, but it was, I don't know, that's a modern connector. Alright, I think next I'll pull the steering wheel. Let's see what's going on with the gear shift. Now, I'm not sure about the shifting, so I'm sure some of you Ford gurus are sitting there screaming at your screen telling me what's wrong, but I can't hear you at the moment, so I'm still working through the gassing here. I'll go find my puller. Well, shit. Broke my puller. Well, let me start over. Had to beef up my steering wheel puller. This thing was, there we are. It was stuck. At least the music is good today. Little Ramones singing along there. Alrighty. Well, everything looks normal here. I'm not sure how that's supposed to look. See it moving there. See, there's neutral there, which seems awfully low to me. I feel like neutral should be up here. Because if this is technically neutral, my arms should be level, which is how they appear. But why are my rods so darn long? Because right now, the transmission's in neutral. Puzzling. Alright, well, we'll keep digging. Alright, so how does this come off? I mean, this doesn't look bad. I mean, after using some unholy Sunday words and just brute force, it did come out. But nothing looks out of place. Go back in the car. So gear shift. So now it goes up and down everywhere. There's a little spring doodad in here apparently, so I don't think I'm gonna mess with that. I don't know what that guy does, but I can't get it out. Seems like that slips on there and the little pin goes in there and holds all that. And I don't know if I should take this out or I don't know. Back to the internet. Alright, so after giving these things a ride in the wire wheel and getting them all cleaned up and inspecting them, there is nothing wrong with any of this stuff. And actually how this works is you've got a slot there, and you've got a slot down inside there, and then you've got this pin that goes in between, this would be in the shaft. And as the shaft goes up and down and rotates, it catches these grooves and moves this thing back and forth. And I find absolutely nothing wrong with any of it, so this was a complete waste of time. Which is always nice. So I guess I'll wait for the parts to come in and go cruise the internet and have myself a cocktail. Anyways, see you in a bit. So it's been a few days. Got my little grommets in the mail here. Just got to install these, although I don't see them being that bad, but I know the ones down on the transmission are pretty wiped out. So I'll change these out, reassemble all the shift linkage and put it back on the lift and see if I can figure out the transmission. This is actually a pretty neat little thing, a little rubber grommet, a little brass insert in there. Squish it through there and ferrule out that the end there. So hopefully it saves the day. All right, got those little guys in there. Time to reassemble. Ah, there we are. Alrighty. This, of course, is where I realized that I should put this on first. Son of a bitch. Yeah, I know, it's painful to watch. But, I try to have some painful realism. Mostly painful on my part. Alright, got that back together. Got my steering wheel put back on. Got my shifter working much better. I'll put this thing on the rack. I'll get this thing on the rack and start messing with the transmission linkage. You know, it's been over 100 degrees for the last, oh, I don't know, like 90 days. Just a scorching summer. But the upside of that, other than being, you know, burned to death, is there's been no bugs, no mosquitoes, nothing, no flies or anything. It rained this morning, and now it's about 85 degrees, and every mosquito must have got the call to come out because they are chewing my ass up right now. But I'm out here suffering for your entertainment, so hopefully you appreciate it. So down here under the car, the linkage, there's that one seems to be missing the pin, and it's got a bolt through it, so that's probably kind of sketchy. Look how loose that is. That doesn't seem right. This one seems tight, but that linkage is definitely loose, so. And it seems to be rubbing up there, and it seems to be hanging up on that spring. So I'm not sure if that's installed correctly or not, but I'm going to pull that off and give it a look. Could be a problem. So one of the problems here is this arm has a little bit of slop in it. I mean, it moves maybe 1/16 of an inch. I don't know if that's going to be a problem or not, but that pin is pressed in there, and unless I take the transmission out, there's not much I can do. So I guess I'll just play with it a little bit and hope for the best. I don't know, we'll see if it works. The bolt in here, I think, is probably the largest problem, so I'm going to pull this apart, clean everything up, and see if I can figure out a way to replace that. So I'm noticing that this one is bent, which I'm not sure we're supposed to be that way. I assume probably not. But then I look at the adjustments here, and this one, the threads only go to the bottom of the bolt chase, or the thread chase, but this one here is threaded all the way in until it bottoms out. Something tells me that this one is my problem. In that bolt. Gotta drill these out. Same with that one. That one's all wallered out, which is definitely not helping the cause none. Enjoy a little scuzz twitty there. I'm sure I'll get nailed for copyright, but it might be worth it. That one needs the vise. Yeah, even that bolt wasn't all the way shouldered up, so I think I have found the problem. Much better. All cleaned up. So I got the rod ends here, and I have the bushing that pops in there. The problem is the hole on the lever on the transmission is only 1/4 inch, and this 1/4 bolt is what was in there. It fits nice and tight, but the grommet itself is a 3/8, so it doesn't fit in there quite right. But I dug around and I found a shoulder bolt that actually happens to fit perfect. And I got like a bin of those things that I got from my uncle. He used to work for McDonnell Douglas, and he gave me this like bin full of these nuts and bolts, all obscure stuff. I've had them for probably 25 years now. Every once in a while I get to use one. But I got a bunch of titanium ones, and these are actually super cool. When I lived in Los Angeles, I used to take care of a plant that made these. And you could go in one side of the plant, and they just had reels of titanium, you know, rod, and they would take them and stretch them out and run them in a lathe and then machine them and press them and x-ray them. I mean, just a huge process to make just one little bolt. And these things are rumored to be about $1,000 a pop. It was a neat thing to experience, but I've got probably, I don't know, 80 grand worth of nuts and bolts apparently, so I'll just hang on to that for retirement. You know, the engineering that goes into some of this old stuff always amazes me. But you have the little rubber grommet that pops in there. Well, in theory anyway. And then you have the bushing, slides through. And then you have another washer that pops on back, and then you're supposed to crimp the bottom there. That's a lot going on for just one tiny little thing. I guess they didn't have Heim joints back then. Gotta crimp that down there. I found this, it's actually part of my lathe. Give it a couple of whacks to flare it out. And that works pretty well. So now, perfect. So in the car here, the range of motion is just that. So neutral should be right in the center of it, which is about right here. So I think I'll take and zip tie that arm to the steering wheel to hold it in place, and then I can work the linkages. Right there. Went ahead and zip tied the arms together, so I think we're ready to go. So down here on the bottom, I got the linkage arms both in the center position, which is neutral. I rolled the car back and forth just to make sure it was neutral. Pop the rods back up into the top position, which took me a fair amount of time with my big fat monkey arms. So now it's just a matter of adjusting these until everything is centered and free moving, and then we should be good to go. Well, got that all in and adjusted. It was pretty painful, but let's take a road trip. Well, let's go. Runs perfect. Ah! I think I ran out of gas. Fuck. Tell me again why we do this. Yeah, I hate this car. So, one small problem. The fuel filter plugged up, not a big deal. Cleaned that out, got it all back together, fired it up, backed it up, went to put it in first gear, and heard a clunk, 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 and now the transmission is totally locked. I can't get it to do anything. So, sounds to me like the transmission's coming out to get rebuilt, because that would appear to be the problem. The saga continues. I hate cars. Although, however, it is a good looking car. It just doesn't want to cooperate. But, you know, the thing's been sitting a long time, so gotta figure out why it was sitting. Apparently, it was a good bad transmission. We'll get a handy. So this thing's seriously foobar now. You know, went fine from reverse to first. As soon as it dropped second gear, it appears to have been locked in reverse and first at the same time. Now when I was adjusting it, the back shift arm, which is, I believe, second and third, for some reason, it would not stay in neutral. So I'm assuming the little detent in there is wore out and it won't stay. And it probably slipped. I guess, I don't know. The thing is locked up as tight as can be. Now I gotta figure out how to move the stupid car. Luckily, I didn't make it out of my driveway. I just need a bigger hammer. That'll work. Put the nice big bar in there. Well, that seemed to get it out of gear, so now I can at least roll it into the backyard and set it on fire. Awesome. Well, that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching. I'm thinking next time we'll be pulling the engine trans out of that thing and rebuilding it. Unless somebody wants to buy this project. Message me and I might make a good deal. I'm about done with this thing. Thanks. You don't need a gym membership when you got old cars.